Pynk ladies, T-birds, just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is JImmiPynk, and I am really actually pretty fucking impressed.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, thank you so much for watching. This is day 16, I believe. Yes, day 16 of the hunt for Pynk October. For those of you that are new to my channel, this is every October. I do a video every day wearing pink to support and raise money for breast cancer awareness. Now, if you've been following along, you will know that we have already met our goal of $200, but who just wants to meet goals? Let's take it a little bit higher. We are still taking donations to the end of the month, and the link for the GoFundMe that goes directly to Susan G. Komen for the cure is down below in the description. Now let's get into this Charmed reboot. Should you watch it or not? Put it to you like this. I'll be reviewing the whole season now. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked, you guys. Like, I was dead set against the Charmed reboot because I'm like just legitimately tired of reboots in general. But I gotta tell you, it's some kind of way did take the old Charmed but put new spins on it in a clever way. And it was interesting, and let's just be perfectly honest, fans or no, the original Charmed was like real fucking cheesy. Let's just keep it all the way 100. The original Charmed was real cheesy. There's some moments of cheese here too because of course it is a reboot and it is Charmed. But I find this much more palatable. Also, now knowing that this came from the creator of Jane the Virgin, I see why the leads are all Hispanic, or like let's just say Latinas. But I don't feel like it was necessary because it has not come into play into the story whatsoever. And then also I want to talk about how I feel about them like smack dab throwing basically like the whole storyline then ends up kind of being about sexual harassment in the Me Too movement. Okay, so let's get into the notes. I basically already told you my ratings, so you guys obviously know I enjoyed it. I just told you I was going to review the whole season. So, this is what I like about this pilot. We're skipping the whole, this mother had 3 daughters and oops, one of them died, and surprise, I also had a baby by my white lighter. No. Well, we don't know who the oldest is by, because this makes more sense to me. Because this is the 2 sisters. I was supposed to look up their names because I don't know their names yet. The older sister is played by Rock Me Sexy Jesus. I'm sorry, that's gonna be her fucking name. Okay? Her name is just gonna be Rock Me Sexy Jesus because I don't know how many of y'all is hip to Hamlet too. But it is like the best like parody of a Shakespearean tragedy that I have ever seen, and it's fucking hilarious. But she was in that, and I always remember her from that. So her name gonna be Rock Me Sexy Jesus, and that's the character. That's a lesbian. Do we need one to be a lesbian because she was a feminist? No, but representation, whatever. And then we have the younger sister, who is just starting to be a freshman in college, and she is like all about the party and the appearances, like real girly girl. She's Russian, a sorority, all that good shit. The mother sits them down, says, you know, you two are different, but your differences are your strengths, and nothing is ever going to be stronger than your sisterhood. Okay, at this point in time, there's only 2 sisters. The mother then text messages her daughters when they go to separate events because the other one goes to hang out with her. The older one, Rock Me Sexy Jesus, who's a grad student, goes to go hang out with her girlfriend. And the other one is at a military-themed party for Kappa House. Mom text messages them both. I need both of you right now. Well, the youngest one doesn't answer her phone because a lot of times that's what young kids do, unfortunately. So the older sister goes and go get her like, Mom says she need us. We got to go now. Don't tell me you ain't get the message because you look at your phone every 5 minutes. So they go. By the time they get there, Mom is already dead. But we saw Ma casting spells and saying I had the power of 3. So I'm like, okay, was the original power of 3 the mother and the 2 daughters? I was a little confused. And if they would have took that route, because it is a chart reboot and there was an original power of 3 and then one of the sisters died. So actually taking the storyline of the mother dying and the replacement of the power of 3, I was kind of feeling. But apparently that's not the case, because after she died, this woman who is a scientist just came and got a grant at this college. And she's drawn to this house. Well, it wasn't a magically drawn. See, this is the shit that I like. She wasn't magically drawn to the house like Piper was. Not Piper. What's the bitch? Courtney Shane. Whatever her name, Paige. It wasn't like Paige where she was a newspaper reporter and all of a sudden she was just like, I'm just magically drawn to this house and this story. They made it seem like that's what it was going to be. But when she came to the house and said, I think I'm y'all's sister, and showed the picture, it was the picture of the lady that she had seen, the picture in the newspaper that she died, and she's sitting in front of the house. So it wasn't magically drawn. This one is just smart enough to put 2 and 2 together and say, wait a minute, there's this murder in this house. I recognize this house. Let me look at the picture like, oh shit, this is a picture of me and my birth mom. We at this house, and this lady, I think is my birth mom. Like, she looked like my birth mom. So, you know, they kind of dismiss it. The mother was the chair of women's studies at this college. So everything takes place at this college. So you have Rock Me Sexy Jesus, that is a grad student at the college. The other sister is, I want to say that too. I liked that the other sister was the oldest, not the youngest. I actually liked that because to me that seemed like that made more sense. To me that seemed like it made way more sense, because something I always had a problem with in the original is your mother had 3 kids by your father. We never heard of them being divorced or anything like that. And I know y'all had to scramble because y'all didn't know Shannon Doherty was going to pull a motherfucker Shannon Doherty. But we had never heard anything like this. We just knew their mother was dead. So you mean her and the father had broke up and then she had an affair with her white lighter and had to hide the kid? What? Get the fuck out of here. But it makes more sense that your mother is still here for these 2 that are the younger ones, because you had a relationship prior to their father and gave that kid up and then got with this man and kept these 2 last kids. That made more sense to me. Also, I love how their powers, even though they're the same succession and the same order, you still got the oldest, like Prue, can manipulate stuff, move stuff with her mind. You still has the middle one, like Piper, who can freeze time, and you still have the baby, who is the empath and can read minds. However, I like how they directly tied their powers into their personality. Charmed kind of tried to do it, but this did it better. Because they're saying, like, no, you can move stuff with your mind because you're intellectually, like, highly evolved. Like, you're very, very smart. And then I love the fact that she figuring out potions and shit because she is a scientist. That shit is fucking dope. When they was like the demon, this and this and this, and how we gonna fight it, and they was new, and she was like, hold up. And she put it on the slide in the Microsoft. She was like, this is the city, we need baking soda, and vanquish the damn demon with baking soda. So they never like made a potion. Like, she actually broke that shit down scientifically, and I'm fucking living for that. I gotta tell you, they did some clever things. I like when they were saying, like, who knew you were coming, and she was getting chased by the demon dog, and they thought it was the girl that was the president of the sorority, and the sister went and threw flour on her, or baking soda on her, and it wasn't her. Like, I was just going to offer you a drink because everything is dry since Angela Wu was in a coma, because apparently she got sexually harassed, and their mother was the big champion on getting this other professor kicked out who works in the science department. So he's the first person that gets reinstated and greets the oldest daughter that that the other sisters didn't know about. Yeah, it was a lot of that going on. The guy that would actually, who says that to somebody whose mother passed away, about like a professor coming back, and it was like, it's like, who does that knowing this girl's mother just died like 3 months ago? Who would even say anything like that? And you mad she punched somebody in the face? She should have. She should have did worse than that, but I digress. I know I'm kind of just like jumping all around because there's a lot going on, and honestly, I don't want to spoil it for you guys because this is a watch or not, so there is some light spoilers. I did spoil some things, but I don't want to spoil everything for you because honestly, I thought it was a really good pilot. I'm really shocked. I was expecting to come on here and have jokes and basically like trash this bitch. Like, I literally went last night when I got off of work and went and bought more witches hats because I'm like, oh shit, I'm reviewing this. And since I got Sabrina and AHS, I'm going to be running out of witch costumes, so I got to go get some more shit. Thank God every episode is not going to be pink, because I do have other witches stuff that's not pink. But, like, yeah, I'm definitely saying it's a watch. The youngest daughter is very much giving me early Phoebe. If you watch the original Charmed, like, Phoebe was kind of that vapid, self-obsessed about her looks type character, and I love that they're kind of giving me this in her. And she's also kind of the comic relief. She says a lot of funny things. It's cute. It's cute. One thing that I will tell you is when the mother dies, and like I said, she was the head of women's studies, the new head comes up and speaks to Rock Me Sexy Jesus, and kind of is saying, like, you know, she's mad because she is like super feminist, lesbian, womanist, woke bae, okay? That's her. So she is arguing with him and saying, like, there's no reason a cisgender male should be the head of the women's studies department, which I'm going to keep it 100. I honestly 100% agree with that. That's just like when somebody white is the head of black studies. Yeah, I don't believe in that either. But I digress. But the reason why he takes over women's studies is because he's their white lighter. He's their white lighter. So there is no love story or none of that bullshit happening where one of the sisters is going to fall in love. Like, the way they set this up, the direction that it's going to go is not going to be so far-fetched as the original Charmed was. And something else that I like a little bit better than the original Charmed as far as this does seem to be very female-driven. It does seem to be very pro-woman. And not in a bad way, because I told you I hate when they like push social justice warrior shit down your throat, and I really could not have with the sexual harassment side story. I really could not have, but I'm gonna let it go because it wasn't too far gone, and somebody is in a coma because of it. So I'm thinking that's gonna be a plot point that comes up later, especially because the dead mother is who was championing them, and then she got murdered. So I'm going to give that a little bit more time to work. But the reason I say this is because the original Charmed was produced by Aaron Spelling, and a lot of it was just straight up dollhouse fantasy. Like, dress the girls up in costumes. Let's make them a mermaid this week, and let's make it a sexy nymph, and let's do this and this and this and that. For more on that, I would suggest you go to movie nights, because Allison Prager does these manic episodes where she kind of goes over every season of Charmed, and it's really good. But yeah, it was a lot of male gaze. It was a lot of, ooh, girls, look at the fun outfits that the girls are dressed up in. And this is more like, these women are witches. These are powerful women. They'll kick your ass. And I'm here for that. Yeah, I'm here for it. So, I want to know what you guys thought. Did you guys watch the Charmed reboot? Are you excited? Are you going to continue with the series? I think I'm definitely going to continue now until the Deuce go off. We got 2 more episodes of the Deuce after this. So, the next 2 reviews are going to be late like this one is. And then when the Deuce wraps up, you know, provided nothing else comes back on Sundays, they'll be up Monday morning for me from now on. At the end of this month. So November, they'll be on time. But I want to thank you guys for watching and rocking with me. Again, I want to remind you that this is the Hunt for Pynk October. And the reason for the season is giving to breast cancer awareness. And that link is down below in your description. While you're down there, why don't you go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, share, do what you need to do. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when the rest of my Charmed reviews or anything else that has to do with witches, or hell, anything else that I review comes up. Because I review a lot of shit. I want to thank my patrons and the people that donate to my PayPal. If you'd like to do that and support my channel, we do start at $1 a month. And costumes are expensive. However, this month, if you have it to give, please donate to the Hunt for Pynk October GoFundMe down below. And that money does go directly to Susan G. Komen for the cure. So since the $200 goal is met, I challenge you to make it to $300. So anything you got, $1, 50 cents, a quarter, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, I know I'm good for my hat. Whatever y'all got. Thank you so much for watching, and keep it greasy. Deuces.
Hey yo, I dog these niggas like girl's best friend, right? Ren 1010, right? Haunted by my past, same shit, different mask like Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? But I spotted you out like Spud McKenzie. Figured out the game like the Bloodhound game. I thought you was my friend, you broke my heart again. Well, the game done switched. If you a dog, I'm a bitch.